Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course, I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny, and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. On this channel, you will find lots and lots of seasonal decor DIYs and daily decor DIYs. If you like this content and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot to grow, and it doesn't cost you anything. So for now, of course, let's jump into our new inspiration for today. And you see already on the table are the things we need. We need, of course, our tumbler tile blocks, and I have the smaller blocks. Of course, we use some paint at your choice. Of course, I have here my little container with some colors, scissors, markers, brushes, everything I need for the most of my DIYs. Of course, I use my wood glue, but you can use, like I always say, the hot glue, but your DIY is not as sturdy as you think with at least with the wood glue, so be careful if you use the hot glue. Of course, I have here my saucer with my wet towel for wiping away our glue. What we're going to do, we are going to make something from Valentine. I know it is early, but I saw already so many things in the stores here, even here in the Netherlands already. So I'm really happy to make an first DIY for the Valentine. I hope you are also into it, and even when you're not, make it a little later. So we will see how this will turn out. So we are going to start with our bottom, and our bottom is 6 pieces. And of course I should have done already the lid off, but I didn't. So I'm going to do 5 blocks with glue, and of course number 6 will be the closure up, I always say. Like this, 6 pieces, squeeze them together and make a straight line. And I always also say, if you have a metal hook which you like to place your blocks against, it's also fine too, but I always do it out of hand. Again, we're going to get 6 blocks again. We have here 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I'm counting right. It's Monday, but sometimes the Mondays don't start as smooth as I hope always, but like this, number 5, and close you up and squeeze it, and make sure again that you have with your fingers a nice straight line again. We're going to go for number 3 of 6. We are almost there, don't worry. And this is already number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. And again, squeeze it, press it down, and make sure that you have it in a nice straight line. Of course, the last pieces of 6. And then we already have the start of the bottom, and a number 3, number 4, and a number 5. Again, place them together, squeeze it, and make sure that you wipe away the glue you don't need. Very easy. And again, if you have wiped it away, make sure that you have your blocks again in a nice straight line again, like this. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So all 4 of them are dried in a little bit. What we're going to do, be careful, place it on the side. And even when it falls apart, don't worry, because you only let it dry in a couple of minutes and you easily can place it together again. So don't worry about it. Squeeze them together this way. We're going to do this one also on the side. Do a little glue on each block, and this way place it down, and going to look for if everything is fitting together, and give it a little bit of pressure against each other side this way. You see where some blocks are a little bit crooked, but it doesn't matter. We're going to work with it, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. So I let them dry in a couple of minutes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm doing some glue on each block again, also like this. Over here, just make something, some pattern. It doesn't matter. What you can do, you can place this one the same on top, but I'm going to turn it over a little sideways, And I'm going to place this one on top, because if everything is correctly, you have the same measurements. So again, place it up, feel with your fingers that you have a straight line, because it is as best as you can, because you see already this block is also a little bit smaller, but when you paint it, you don't see it anymore. So we're going to give this also a couple of minutes rest. What we're going to do in the meantime, we're going to get 5 blocks and we're going to glue them also together, the same like we did with the 6 blocks. Only now we glue 4 and then squeeze them, make a straight line. And this is already number 1. And we're going to wipe away the glue, or else all our blocks will be under the glue, and that's not what you want, because it stains a little bit, the wood glue. And a number 3 and number 4 again. Squeeze them and make sure that you have them in the straight line again. And you see already they are not really totally fitting. I already see this is a bad package with some blocks. Again, number 3, and this is 2, 3, and number 4 again. And we're going to squeeze it and press it together. And the last of 5, very easy. And we're going to give this one also a couple of minutes. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. So you have 4 pieces of 5 again. This one was 4 pieces of 6, and this is 4 pieces of 5. And again, wipe away the glue you don't need, and over here and this way. And again, make sure that you have a straight line. And we're going to give this some rest. So now we're going to place them on his side like this, and we're going to do some glue at the ending. A lot of you who are here already a long time know this way I'm going to make my squares. This is one. We do some glue on this side, and again place this against here. And the last will be the closure up. You do something on this side and on the inside over here. Is you do it over here and something on the top, and you can easily place it in and you make it closed like this and give it a little bit of pressure. And of course you have to work with it that you have a nice square which is fitting very nicely like this, and give it then a couple of minutes rest. So we did let it dry in for a couple of minutes. We're going to turn it over very carefully. We're going to do some glue on a little bit kind of the inside over here and over here, and we go this around and we go here around. Make sure that all blocks have a little bit of glue, and we're going to very carefully lay it on the side again, and we're going to place it on top of this one. Of course, make sure that you have it in the middle as best as you can. And this, and I'm going to turn it to look for, and then we're going to give it some pressure from the top and this way. And we get a small brush. We have just a very small brush. It's an old one. I make it wet with my towel, and again like this. And we're going to go for the inside, because on the inside there is some glue, and you don't want to have lots of glue on the inside. Of course, if there's a little bit, it doesn't matter, but if there is too much, you just get it out with your brush and this way, and wipe away the corners. And of course you do it on the outside the same if there are glue coming out. And of course I always go for certainty. I'm going to go around it, and now he is ready to dry. So we already have the start of our bottom. What we're going to do right now, we are going to make a kind of a tree. So we are going to get 8 blocks at least. I think go for 10, because you better have too much than too little. You get to your block, you do 1, you get some pencil, and you get not totally the half, but a little bit less than the half. I think something like this. I can show it to you in a moment. So like this, just make a little mark, and then you're going to get your saw and you go from the point to this point, so sideways. You make a little cut over here like this, and you do that with at least 10 blocks. They always have something laying around, so it's very easy. I'm going to go and make my mark so you can see what I mean. And you're going to cut off this line. So you have 10 pieces with a cutting over here, and I use my jigsaw, but of course you can use a hand saw, because these are little blocks and little small pieces you have to saw out. So and you also can ask your husband or some friend. It doesn't matter, but I always recommend use your jigsaw, because you can do it very easy. I always tell, I buy my jigsaw with a needle, so it's very easy to work with, even for women, because we don't want to be independent of our husband. So we are going to cut off a little piece of this. And here you see already the pieces I just cut off like this. Very easy. And don't worry if you have it a little bit longer or maybe shorter. The most important is that you have just a block with a side piece, so you can glue a little bit the branches against the inside of the tree. So I did not make 10, I made 16. So I have already a little bit more to be sure. So if you want to be sure, also make 16, because I don't know how much I will use, but you will see that in a moment. What we're going to do, we're going to make the stand for the tree, at least the inside for the tree. We're going to glue 3 blocks together. Take 3 blocks, glue them together like this. Very easy, and I already made one. So 3 blocks like this, the same like here. You glue it together, lay it over here. Now we're going to make a square, and we're going to do it from loose blocks. So very easy. Do some glue on this side. We're going to place this one against it over here, and we're going to do this one on the side, and we're going to place this one on this side. And now we do the closure up is on this side and on the inside, a little glue. Very easy, and if everything is correctly, it fits nicely in each other this way. And just give it a little bit of pressure. Make sure that everything is in the shape you want it before you're letting it dry. And you see already you have to glue one on top of here, and then we're going to glue this one also on top of here. I am going to debating still if I need 4 or 5 high. I think at least I'm going to leave for 5 high. Then you have to make 5, but you see that in a moment. Yes, I figured it out because I always make my DIYs as I go. So I never know in front of it what I'm going to do. So someone asked me in a comment already a little while ago from how do I make my DIYs, if I make them already in front, and then because I don't never speak, do a voice over, I always make it at the spot. So what you see is always, that's why I always say I make the mistakes and you can do it very easily. I have now 3 little squares because this is already glued together. We're going to have already 2 loose, but I'm going to go for 6 in total. So we have already 3, but I'm going to do 6 in total because I figured out, or else he is a little bit too low, and I don't want it that it is just a little kind of mini tree. So it has to look like a tree, but if you want to have it a little bit smaller, it's also fine. But you will see this is not really a big size yet. So I'm going to do some glue on the inside. And we're going to very easy place this one together. So you see already how easy are making this kind of squares. And because I make them this way, because it's very sturdy when you are gluing the rest on top of each other. So you get this very sturdy tree. So I'm going to make, again, 2 extra, but I do it a little bit faster. So now now we have our 6 pieces. You have them still loose from each other, but of course I have already one here. I'm going to lay one this way and I'm going to lay the other one in the opposite direction. So here you have a smaller one and you have here a smaller one. Then you have on this side a smaller one and then you're going to turn it over and you're going to do on this side a smaller one. And for this one you do on the other side and then you're going to glue your 6 together. I have 5 but you have 6. Do some glue on the inside so it doesn't come off, and of course also over here, and you're going to place it against each other. You're going to do here the same, do some glue on the inside, place it, and of course also over here, and we're going to place this on top of each other. Very easy, and give it a little bit of pressure and make a nice straight line like this, and let all 6 of them dry. So I placed my middle piece this way. Of course I have now 5 but you will have 6. What I'm going to get one of the pieces we just saw off, and we're going to make 4 of the same branches for the underside. For the first ring we will have, I will do one like this, then I probably will do one glue together like this, and of course this one will be under over here. This one will be a little bit sideways, and of course you can do it any way you like, which is you are liking the most. And I'm going to go one like this. So, and I will make 4 of them, but of course 2 of this one and 2 of then they will be glued under here. This will be above and this will be on top and this will be under. So you have 2 of the same, but I'll show you that in a moment. So I made already one branch like this. It's very easy. You just have it sideways like this. So it's very easy to do. What I'm going to do, because I want to have 4 the same, I'm going to lay this on top as a kind of an example. I'm going to do 3 side blocks also over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to double up the same like I did over here. Do them a little bit higher and a little bit of the line also over here. And also over here, like this. And I'm going to look for, if I'm placing this on top of here, it will look the same, and it does. And of course this one over here and this one over here, and of course it doesn't have to be exactly the same. So I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and we're going to place it on top of here. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure. And we're going to do this also on this one. And then we know that the underside is almost the same. And this way, I have to place this one a little lower. And again, give it some pressure. And the glue which is coming out, you can easily remove with your pencil. Again, some glue on this side and on this side. And we're going to look for if I have it on the right spot. Of course this way, and I'm going to give this one also a little bit of pressure. And I'm going to wait a couple of minutes, and then we're going to do the next one. But the next one is very easy. You just do some glue on the underside this way, and you're going to go very easy, double up the top, and this way. Give it some pressure. You do it with this one, a little glue on the inside, and going to place it over here. And we do the last one. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes to rest, and then we're going to wipe away our glue. So you see already how easy was it just to double up 4 of the same piece. And if you do this, if you want to have the branches the same, then you do this way, just do 1, 1 and just place them in the same direction, you get the same branches. Of course, if you have some glue coming out, get your pencil or your brush and just wipe away the glue you don't need. Of course, maybe you don't even have glue which is coming out, is also fine too. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes rest before we going to do glue it on top of here. Now I have my 4 branches, which I always like that the under 4 are always the same. So I'm going to get my middle piece. I'm going to glue some glue on the underside. And you have 6 of them and you're going to place it on your little 3 piece. Of course, I'm going to place it on top of here, but for you it is the same. And give it a little bit of pressure and make sure that you have a nice straight line and give it some time to rest because it has to hold a couple of branches. So we must be sure that it is dried in very nicely, but this dries very fast. And then we get the hard part because we're going to try to get them glued together on here. And of course it's sideways, so it's always with your weight if it doesn't fall off, but we will see. So I give this one some time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue the first branch in between the first one and the second one because he has to fit inside. So don't do it too low because or else you don't get it in the container or little underpiece anymore. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this one, we do some glue on this line, very carefully over here. And this will be taking a little bit of your time because every branch you can't lay it down or something else because it doesn't work because everything is crooked. So we're going to place it halfway. So you take the half of this side block and you place it halfway on top and in the middle of your piece and give it a little bit of pressure. And of course, wait a couple of minutes. Of course, you have to wait with me because I can't come with my camera now. Right now. Don't worry, I will cut it off. Don't worry. So I will take this in place for a little moment until it is at least dried in a little. But be sure it is in the half and of course in the half of your block. So the 4 pieces are on top of our tree, but I have to tell you, this was really, really difficult to get them on. I almost would grab to my hot glue and just glue them on, but I want to be sure that my tree was steady. So I took my time for the 4 pieces. What we're going to do for the next one, we're going to get a side one again, and I'm going to place it normally this way. I already made an example like this. So we are going to do one on this one. We're going to get 2 loose blocks. We are going to do one on top of here, a little bit sideways, a little bit down. He really is hanging down, and this one will be halfway on top, really on this one. But first what we're going to do, we're going to let this hang down, the same like we did with the other one. So I show you, do a little bit of glue. And I'm going to make sure that he is hanging down and this way. And I give it a little bit of pressure and I use this as an example. So I'm going to place it this way and be sure that you have still the measurement of the one on top of here. So this way, I'm going to wipe away the glue I don't need. Of course, I have to get it a little bit higher. And you can change them up any way you like because the branches are really a free option. Everything is a free option, of course. You can do anything you like. But if you want to make the same tree, the branches are always an option for you. So you don't have to. You see, now when we lay them together, they have the same measurement. And now we're going to do this block. And we're going to turn it over, do a little bit of glue on here, and we're going to place this one exactly on top of this one. So you have the sides equally and just very close next to each other. And very squeeze it until you have a straight line and wipe away the glue again. I show you in a moment a little bit closer, so don't worry. I will let this dry in, and this is what I mean. I have it here is the side piece, and you just glue this together. It is very easy, but if you are a little bit off line or another line, it doesn't matter because this one down, one under it, but in the same direction equally like this one. So you see, this one is the same. And I'm going to make 2 other pieces. This one will be over here. I would almost say I have the second row on it. I would always say all as well, but don't be surprised if one of the pieces is falling off. What we're going to do, we go for the third row and we're going to get 1 block, and of course you will have it normally hanging down like this, and I'm going to place it down this way, and I'm going to do this one only a little up. So very easy. We're just going to do this one up. So just do some glue on the top and glue this one this way and just squeeze it and make sure that it's this way. And now we're going to make 4 of the same pieces like this. Very easy. This is the tree, and you place it over here, and then you have it a little direction to the 2 o'clock. That's that's maybe the better to say. So, and I'm going to do the rest. So we have our 4 pieces with only 2 blocks on it. We do some glue, very easy, and we're going to place this one a little bit higher. I think it between the topper and the second one from above. So very easy, and we did this one on the outside, so we do this on the inside over here. So very easy. Glue it over this way, and I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, and I have to look if I don't find it too high. Of course, I'm looking a little, I think he's a little bit too high, so I'm going to go in between the second one. So be sure that you do a little bit of glue. It's just what you prefer, where you want to have your, maybe you want to have 4 in between, maybe I have now number 3, but maybe you want to have 4, so choose your own number of branches you want to have, because we need also a little bit of opening because we want to hang something inside on the branches. So make sure what you want to have. So I'm going to go a little bit from off the line of the second one from the top. So I'm going to hang all of them. So now I have 3 rows, one with 4 blocks, at least I count the one with the cutting off also with as a block, 4, 3, 2, and now I'm going to end with a half block like this. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do this one in the middle. So exactly in the middle, just the way we started, we're going to end with the middle. So we do some glue on this one, and we're going to place this one exactly in the middle over here until the ending, and we're going to squeeze it and we're going to let it rest. So you see already on my table 2 big bags from IKEA. I always collect through the years wooden pieces, and I buy them most of the time with AliExpress. You get 50 or 60 in a package, and this is also wooden pieces. I have here kind of a tree, I have here some little fences, I have some wheels, some mushrooms, some puzzles. I have really over the years I collected so many pieces, and you see here I have some leaves, and I have them in different shapes. So I'm going to find a couple of them for on our tree, and you can buy them really anywhere. Even Amazon will have them, maybe Dollar Tree, Dollarama, it doesn't matter. And most of the time, especially in the fall season, it's maybe there is something in the store here still, but if there's not, next year make sure that you collect this kind of wooden pieces. And of course I have a big bag also with bigger wooden pieces, and I'm going to use this one. Is also from a Christmas scenery. It supposed to be a Christmas tree, but I'm going to use it as the topper on top of me on my a tree. So I will use this one also, and I'm going to find some couple of the different leaves, but I hope you do just like me, just collect a couple of wooden pieces through the year, which you can sometimes with sceneries you get pieces. So always don't throw it away, always keep it in this kind of bags, and you always have something for the whole year around. So I'm going to find this one, and then we're going to glue them together. So I found my leaves, which one I will use, of course, not this two. And of course, like I said, the middle piece. And now we're going to do, because this needs to dry, we're going to glue 3 blocks together, because we will make 4 little hearts. But I need to glue them first, and I want to make them from my tumbling tile blocks. Of course, I always try to make everything from our blocks so everyone can make it. And number 2 and number 3 is the closure up again, squeeze it, press it down like this, and the third one. And then we're going to give it at least an hour to dry, because if you go to work with your jigsaw, then your piece will fall apart. So it needs to dry very nicely. So again, this is number 1 and number 2. And squeeze them together this way. And again, like I said, give them at least an hour. So I have here my leaves. I have from one shape, I have 8. So I will use on each side of my tree 2 pieces. So 2, 2, 2. And I have even 2 left over. I have here 4. And I have 4 of this one, of course, also 1 over. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the one with 8. I'm going to start on the top, and I'm going to do some wood glue on the back side. I show you in a moment how I'm going to glue it. So this way, and I'm going to, of course, you can glue it any way you like, because this is just, like I always say, an inspiration. You don't have to do the way I do it. So this is how he's looking like, because you don't see it. And so I work my way down. But first I'm going to do all of them on the top, like this. But I did already on the other one too much glue. I only need to do glue on the underside and not on the whole piece. But I was already forgotten that, so I already did too much glue. I glue this one. I'm going to do also on the underside over here. And I have to do it this way, then you can see it a little bit better. Then I'm going to glue this one over here, and again squeeze it, and make sure that you have a kind of a shape inside. And now we're going to do this one, but every leaf you buy is different than mine, so go ahead, do whatever you think it's right. Of course, I'm going to do it this way and give it a little bit of pressure. And so I'm going to work my way down, and you do it just the way you think you like it, because everyone has a different taste. And even when you are someone who likes more like gold or silver, you can spray paint it and you can give it any color you like. So this is not only for everyone who only like to paint, to wax. If you like more like a glam lady or glam gentleman, you can just spray paint it. So I have all the leaves on it, and now I'm going to place my topper on the top of our stand. And of course I do it a little bit wider, and then I'm going to place it on the top and just let it dry in the middle. So, and now I'm going to get my paint, and I'm going to paint my tree, and then later we're going to glue it inside of our box, because the box will be in another color. I will do this a little bit in a darker brown color, and this will be in the creamy white. So I'm going to place my little tree aside, and I'm going to start with my bottom of my tree, because he needs a nice stand to stand on. I'm going to use my brown color. I hope you can see it. It's a little bit of a mess inside, but don't worry, old paint is always very nice to work with. So we're going to give it the inside and the outside. Of course, I'm going to give a color. So I'm going to do it a little bit faster. You see, I have here the tree. It's a little bit difficult for you to see. And of course, I use the creamy color, a little bit of a white. And I'm going to do it very carefully because I don't want to break anything, because the little wooden pieces are not the most thickest wood, because they break very easy. So we're going to start from the top and we're going to work very easy our way down. So I don't let you wait for it. So I take my time. I hope you also take your time for it. So you see already he's a little bit in a creamy color. So our tree and our little basket under it is drying. What we're going to do, we're going to get our 4 pieces of 3. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my marker, my pencil, and I'm going to make a heart of here. Of course, I'm going to go this way, and until the middle over here. And of course, we start a little over here. And then we're going to make a very easy, a little bit sideways, our little heart. I try to use as much as I can from my block. Of course, you can also use a silhouette for your heart, but I try to do it this way. Over here. And I think everyone can make a very easy heart. And everyone makes the heart the different way, so it doesn't matter. Just make it the way you want to make it. You see, I already have 1. I will make 4 of them and I will cut them out, and then we're going to give them a paint color. And you see how my 4 hearts turned out, and it is so easy to do just out of hand. Of course, I'm going to get my jigsaw, I'm going to saw them out, and we're going to give them a place, of course, also on our tree. And we're going to glue the tree inside. And here you see my 4, my 4 hearts. And of course, you can paint it in the red, the pink, any color you like, maybe white. Do whatever you think you like. I'm still debating what color I will do, because I'm not a person who has a lot of red or pink in my decor. So I will have to think what color I will use. But if you really go for the Valentine all the way, then of course I should give it a red or a pink color, but I will have to see. So, and you see already I did choose for a little bit of the brighter red. Of course, it is a little bit red, pink, dark pink. I don't know if the camera picks it out right, but you see already still the wood is still coming through. It's very lightly. What I'm going to do, because I don't want to have it on my tree, so I'm going to glue the hearts on my little container or basket, box, how you call it. I'm going to glue them on each side once, so I can leave the tree a little bit neutral. But of course, you can glue it on the pieces of the tree. So I'm going to glue on the side. It's very easy, of course. Everyone can do it. I just do a little bit of a wood glue, place it in the middle, and this way, and give it a little bit of pressure. And this I'm going around the whole box. So now I have the hearts on top of here. I'm going to glue. Now the only thing is, of course, I'm going to turn it over. I hope I can show it to you on camera. I'm just doing some glue in the middle. You see here. And we're going to place it in between our box. And of course, we're going to try to get it in the middle. And this way, we're going to let it settle. And we're going to look for the middle. Of course, he has to go a little bit to this way, over here. And we're going to go for this one. And we're going to let this dry. And you see in a moment, of course, the quick impression. And of course, I told you, you see the quick impression, and you will in a moment, but I almost forgot to tell you that on each side of the heart, I'm going to do an X and an O for, of course, the Valentine. And I leave my tree this way. I'm going to do only some greenery on the underside, because I like greenery. But you can do maybe some faux grass inside, or maybe a color, some raffia. You can do anything inside, and you can decorate it also the way you like it. And now you really see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling towel blocks 3, and of course you can change them up for any season. This time I did a little bit of an early Valentine. Of course I hope you took out your tumbling towel blocks too and did this DIY together with me. And if you are here only for watching, of course I hope you had fun. And if you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. And of course if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. So enough talking, I wish you all an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.